Wednesday, happy hump day, and welcome back to LJ's Craft Corner. My name's LJ. Thank you so much for joining me for another Wednesday whip and chat. If you're not sure what whip means, it means work in progress, and pull up a snack, a coffee, pull up your current crafting and join me as I waffle. I generally waffle about diamond painting, what I've been up to, all that sort of jazz. So for today's whip and chat, I have a new canvas. I'm so happy that you guys get to look at something different. It is this round kit. It's called Rainy Day Mermaid. It's by erikathegoober at Diamond Art Club. There we go. And this is 53 colors. It's round and it is 50.7 centimeters by 63.9 centimeters. So I probably spent about 8 hours on it. I might zoom out so you guys can see how much I've done. I am working from top to bottom. So I've done this top. These ABs were killing me, and now I'm kind of on to the second row. I've decided, because it's a round kit, and it's got, I guess, a little bit of gapping, you know, things aren't super close together like they are with a square kit. I'm gonna leave the protective cover on it, so that's why I've got these release papers, just to keep it covered. I don't want any cat hair or dust creeping in between the middle of the drills until I'm done, and then we'll see what I want to do with it. So I have probably spent about 8 or 9 hours on this, so completed one row, working on the second, and this is actually working up super quick. I think because there's been a lot of color blocking, I'm able to multi-place, but it's also not as big of a kit as other ones that I'm working on. So let's go through everything that I'm using. I'm just using the Diamond Art Club pen and tray, the ones that come with the kit. I do have this Art Dot storage case, so just got some like extra stuff in there, and then I've kitted up, and what I've done this time, instead of putting them in DMC number, I've decided to put them by symbol. So I've got all the letters, the numbers, then ones with dots, then kind of lines, and then like other symbols. So this seems to be working pretty well for me so far. There's not that many colors, so it seems reasonably easy compared to my other whip, which is so many colors, I don't even know. But what I'm going to do is I'll zoom you into where I want to be working today, and we'll get into it. I have decided to work on the edge, so it's kind of this area around here. It's mostly color blocking, let's be honest. So I don't have a huge amount of time today because I have to get ready for work. I am actually filming this on Wednesday morning, and I'm working from home today, actually, which I'm very fortunate. It's been a while since I've had a work from home day, so it's nice to not have to kind of get up and rush to get into the office, so I can take my time, do some diamond painting, which I was doing this morning, and then I need to probably tidy some house bits as well while I'm at home today, and probably organize dinner as hubby is in the office, but honestly we'll see how that goes. But how is everyone's Wednesday going? How has your week been? I mean, we're halfway through the week already, which is great. Means that we're almost at the weekend, and I'm looking forward to that, to be honest. Just free time to do what I want, go go do fun social things. But really, I think I might have mentioned this in one of my previous whipping chats. It's kind of like the week has just started for me because I'm working part-time. So Wednesday's like the start of the week, which is great. So my weekend has kind of just finished. It's felt like a busy one as well. Kind of did something every day except yesterday. I was kind of just hanging at home, which was nice. But yeah, my weekend was, I guess, busy, like I said. I went to a Lebanese bakery in Melbourne. I had been craving one of their chicken wraps for weeks, and tell you what, it did not disappoint. When I went there, it was as good as I remembered, and definitely still on my list as a place to continue going. It was also super busy, and we went there at maybe like 11:30, and I thought, oh, that might beat the lunch crowd. No, it was very busy when we got there, and then it had a little bit of a lull, and then it got really busy again. So it must have been everyone going for lunch or trying to do things before it got too hot in the day, because it actually feels like summer at the moment. I know when we first started December, which I guess is kind of the start of summer in Australia, it was still very cold in Melbourne, but now it feels like we're properly in summer, and it really feels actually like the heat will go, or it kind of tends to go until March, and then it starts to change again. Apologies if you can hear that scratching. My cat has decided she's up from her nap and she'd like to go outside. So bear with me. I told her she could go outside afterwards because it's too difficult to keep an eye on her when I'm trying to do this, and she only has supervised outside time. So I need to be able to give her my full attention. So she's walked away now. But back to my weekend. Then on Sunday night, had my parents over for dinner. Can you tell I've not properly woken up yet? Maybe I need another coffee today. It was a real effort to have to pull myself out of bed this morning. My sleep has not been great because we had put a bedside table back in the bedroom next to my side of the bed. And the reason we'd taken it out was because the cat had decided that she would use that to get our attention in the middle of the night. So of course, once we put it back in, she's decided she wants to get back on board and use it. So of course, last night we took it out again. So she still managed to wake us up at like 4 a.m. for her breakfast. Yeah, it's been a struggle the past couple of nights for sleep. But back to the weekend, and then I went and saw the movie The Housemaid. So that has got Amanda Seyfried. I'm not sure how to say her last name. Which, if you know Mean Girls, you'll know that she played Karen in Mean Girls, which is a throwback. And then it's also got Sydney Sweeney in it. So I went and saw that with my sister. So that was a nice little sister date. We went to get coffee beforehand at a new coffee shop that I'd seen, and that was also really yummy as well. We got a really good toasted sandwich, which I would definitely go back for. And then we both got like fun lattes, fun coffees. My sister got an ube one, which we thought it was similar to taro. Had to have a drink. So yeah, we thought that the ube was similar to taro, or the same as taro. And I think they are both like a root vegetable. So I'm gonna say they're close enough. Hers just tasted really good. And then I had, what did I have? Oh, I had a Vietnamese iced coffee, which was also very yummy. So I would definitely go back to that coffee place. So having really good food experiences this weekend, which we love. We love trying new places and then going back to places, and it's just as good as you remember. But the movie, it was fine. Like, I knew what was going to happen in it because I've previously read the book, and I mean, this was ages ago that I'd read the book, and like, I thought it was okay, and then I kind of got a bit over it. I mean, it's been a while since I've read it, so I can't remember exactly how I felt about it. But it was obviously good enough for me to keep reading it. And I felt like the movie was just very similar. It was, I don't think they changed too much from the book, but I guess a warning, if you want to go see it or read the book, they can be, I don't know if graphic is the right word, but it covers some not very nice topics, which might be quite difficult for some people to watch or hear about. So definitely look up, I guess, trigger warnings or content warnings for The Housemaid. I am curious to see if they end up making any more Housemaid movies, because there's 3 books in total. I didn't end up reading the other 2 just because I couldn't be bothered, and I suspected they kind of went the same route as the first one, because I find Frida McFadden books just kind of follow the same plot each time, and it's just like reading the same thing with different character names and a different setting, like for instance a prison instead of a house or something like that. But I mean, they seem to be really quick, easy reads. I've read a couple and then decided I'd had enough. Wasn't going to pick up one of her books again. But yeah, in terms of TV, I've really just been watching Scrubs. I have not started anything else. I was going to start The Pit, but then realised they'd only released maybe half the episodes, or only a couple, and I don't know when they're going to release the next episode, so I didn't want to binge the first few and then be waiting weeks, and then have to kind of pick it up again. So I've decided I'm just going to watch that when it all comes out, and then who knows, might spend like a weekend binge watching it, or I'll see if we can pace ourselves and just do like one a night or something. So yeah, my reading, my TV shows, movie watching hasn't been, feels like there's not been a lot going on. I feel like I've had a really quiet week. I reckon I've been in a little bit of a funk, so I'm hoping that that picks up soon. Because it's not the greatest feeling when you're just feeling a bit blah. But yeah, I have been watching, I've been diamond painting some W.I.P charts because it's kind of something that I don't need to fully pay attention to. So I can just listen to them and occasionally look up and see what people are working on, which is nice. And then, of course, because we've finished January now, wild that we have finished January and we're already into the second month of the year. Time has been going far too quickly, and I'm not kind of meeting any of like my personal goals that I set out to do, which is not great, but we'll jump back on the horse and keep plugging away at them. But anyway, back to what I was saying. People are starting to put out their January month in reviews, which is fun. And I actually have one coming out later in the week. I thought, why not do one? So I already filmed that, but decided it can go out on Friday, I think. Yes. So I'm pretty happy actually in terms of what I got done. It was interesting reflecting on like what I did and being like, oh, I finished that, but that felt like it was, 2 months ago, or like I'd forgotten that I kind of did that. And then looking at the dates and was like, oh, it was only like, 10 days prior. But time was just moving so slowly. It's really funny seeing like people's memes of like January is, 300 days and it's going really slowly. And I was like, no, it's not. But then actually looking back and reflecting, it was a really slow month. But we're done, we're dusted into February now. And in terms of diamond painting things that I want to get done in February, I want to get this canvas done because this is part of the fairy tales and folklore event that I'm participating in. So this is the first time that it's being run. So Kate from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, DP and DP, and Katie from Diamonds and Washi are running that. So this is also my first event that I'm participating in, and as the name suggests, it's about, I guess, the canvases that you do are in relation to fairy tales, folklore, mythology sort of thing. And I had maybe 2 canvases that I thought I could do. One was a Randall Spangler, and although it's one of his houses, it does have fairy tales and some of those little draglings in it, and I thought, oh, that could be fun to work on. And then I realized I had a Rainy Day Mermaid in my stash, and I thought I'd just do this one instead. I have seen people rave about this kit, so that also helped me decide to do this one, though the Randall Spangler, it's called Springtime Splendor, the Randall Spangler one. I have seen a couple of people complete that and it looks beautiful. So my thoughts are, if I finish this one early enough, I'll start on the Randall Spangler as well. And considering how quickly this is taking to do, did that make sense? How quickly it's taking to do, how fast it's working up. Can you really tell I can't think straight this morning? And I think I'm a little bit distracted, to be honest, with getting ready for work. But anyway, if I get this done, which I really think I will, because it's not taking me as long as the other kits I've been working on, then I think I'll be able to open and start on the Randall Spangler. But then for February, I do also really need to get the Kitty Hijinks canvas that I'm working on, and that is a whopper. Like, it's much bigger than this one. It's also squares. So what I'm noticing so far is doing the round kit is that like these don't sit super flush together. I think this is like a kit that's 3 years old, so maybe the grid space is a bit looser. And this has a lot, like quite a bit of color blocking. So I think that's also helping. I'm not having to change colors out as frequently. I can just focus, even if it is just single placing. It seems to be a lot quicker, but I'm doing a lot of multi-placing on this one. So I think I can definitely have those 2 canvases done by the end of February, even though it's a bit of a shorter month, but I think that's fine. I'll smash it out. One thing I just remembered was I do have, at the beginning of the year, I set up like a bingo card of kind of goals that I wanted to achieve. And I realized I did not go over it in my month in review, but that may also be because I haven't ticked anything off it at the moment, and that's fine. Like, it's a year-long project, I guess, although at the end of February, I'll have to remember to do this in my February month in review. I'll be able to tick off that I attended an event, because this is for the event that I'm participating in. So that will be fun. It does seem like there's a lot throughout the year. And I've put down to participate in 3 events, because I think the other 2 that I want to participate in are Drills and Chills, which I believe is the Halloween one, and then also Jingle Drills, which is the Christmas one. Although I know we're going away for Christmas, so I might not fully be able to participate in. But there's also Summer with the Masters, which is during the northern summer. So it's when it's winter in Australia. But I've got 2 kits that I could work on for that. So that's convenient. So if I don't participate in the others, I'll do Summer with the Masters, but that one comes first. So maybe I'll just participate in all of them. We'll see how I go, but it's not like anything serious. I feel like to participate in the events, like, it's a bit of fun. You get to see what other people work on. I think some of them, like, if you participate in certain things, you can win prizes, so that's always a nice thing. But I just feel like it's an opportunity to connect with others who have the same interests and hobby as me, because look, let's be honest, it feels like diamond painting is pretty niche. I feel like people probably know about it, but like the people who are really into it are really into it, and yeah, it's just something a bit, I guess, different. But I love it, so it's good to connect with other people, and, like, you know, I tell my family about what I'm working on or what I want to get, and some of my friends, and, you know, they're all like, yay, that's great, we love that for you, but it's not quite the same as someone who I guess, is as fully invested in it as I am. So yeah, just a bit of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing those other events when they come up. I think Daphne as well from Diamond Painting or Diamond Painters Anonymous. I do apologize, I cannot remember the name of the channel off the top of my head, yet I watch it all the time. She does a lot of like paint-alongs. So I think she has spoken about in one of her Whip and Chats like her schedule, but I'm pretty sure there's a DP along for pets, so you know, working on a canvas that has animals in it, I'm pretty sure. So I definitely have canvases that have animals in them, so I can do that one. Speaking of canvases that have animals, I got some happy mail at the beginning of the week. Was so excited for them to come. So I had bought 2 items off a D-Stash group, and these 2 items were canvases that were in mystery boxes. And one of them, when I first saw it, I was obsessed, and I was like, I have to have that. I was like, am I going to be able to get it for an affordable price? Luckily, I found it, and the lady was also selling another kit that I really liked, but at the end of the day, I wasn't like, oh my God, it's a must-have. I was just like, that would be really fun to have, especially because the ones in the mystery kit, my understanding is they don't get released as like a general release. So when I saw that she was selling both of them, I was like, yep, I'm gonna jump on them. So the one that I was like, okay, I must have is Naughty Kittens in the Bedroom by Image World. It's so cute. I feel like I'm really drawn to cats. I'm obviously a cat lover, but the name of it, like Naughty Kittens in the Bedroom, and then the image is just so cute. And I thought, like, it's a very busy painting. I think there's about 6 kittens, there's some curtains, they're on like a dresser where there's a vanity, a mirror and everything, like I think maybe makeup or, you know, things that are in a bedroom, and the kittens are kind of up to no good. And so I thought, like, it's a busy painting, there'll be lots of things to diamond paint, and it'll be so fun to see it come together. So I was so happy that I could find that at an affordable price. And then I also bought Cat Schemes by W.I.P. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And she has 4 other paintings or canvases on the Diamond Art Club website. I don't think any of them are in stock at the moment, and they seem to sell out really quickly when they do get restocked. But again, they're all like fuzzy cats getting up to mischief, and they're just so cute. So I was really happy to be able to snag them. And they came from New Zealand. So they they went on a little adventure, I guess. And it probably wasn't too bad. It was probably like a week that it took to arrive, or just over a week, because the post doesn't get delivered on the weekends. That sounds like Harry Potter. No mail today. Anyway, and so then I've not recently, it was ages ago actually, when Breakfast Buddies restocked, that's an Ivy Dollamore kit. So freaking cute. She's cooking her breakfast and her kitty is giving her a kiss on the counter. When that restocked, I was like, damn, I need that. So I got that. So I got 3 cat canvases, and then I'm also waiting on some more canvases to come from Diamond Art Club, but I think one was the Chuck Pinson release, but it seemed like it was almost like a pre-release, and I realized it did say it would ship out between like January 26th and February 2nd. So what's today? February 4th. And I don't think I've received any kind of notification about when that ships, but honestly, that's fine. I know there's been like storms and everything. So it'll get here when it gets here, as long as it gets here, because that Breakfast Buddies kit, it landed in Melbourne from America, and then I was like, great, I'll expect it in a day or two. And then when I rechecked it, it had gone down to Tasmania. And I was like, hello, like, are you coming back? What's happening? And then, you know, it came back to Melbourne and I got it. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe it got mixed up, but it was good news. It arrived, and that's the most important thing. So hopefully when the other kits get shipped out, they come straight to me on a day when I'm at home, or when someone's at home, so they can be signed for. I will wrap up very shortly, but there's some mystery kits coming out tomorrow. It will be tomorrow, my time, like 4 o'clock in the morning. And one of them is by Miss Holly. And she's not an artist that I've purchased from, or I've not purchased one of her kits before. But part of me is thinking, do I do it? Because I know mystery kits sell out quite quickly. Good marketing, DAC. And I also think one by Miss Holly would sell out quite quickly because she's got such super cute artwork. Plus, I would really love to do a mystery kit. I'm tossing up whether I do get it or not, because I'd have to wake up at the crack of dawn, and then I don't think I'd be able to get back to sleep. So that would mean I'd be a very cranky person, I think, for the rest of the day. And if I should buy anything, because I went a little overboard in January, to be honest, and I'm thinking, do I need to just chill out for a little bit? But we'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. I'll sit and ponder. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts today. I feel like maybe a little bit of a shorter one. I am very conscious of the time. I do need to go prepare myself for work. So I'm going to leave it there with you guys. I'll be back next week for another whip and chat. You can hear me waffle again, see how I'm going with my books. But I do have my January month in review coming out later in the week, so keep a lookout for that one. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.